Hi, this is James Malinchak, featured on ABC's hit TV show, Secret Millionaire. And I am so excited today because today I get to interview my longtime friend, Eden Lovejoy. Eden, how are you?
I'm great, James. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Love the glasses. The glasses bring out your energy.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm all about the orange.
You're all about the
Absolutely.
orange, the vibe, the energy,
The warmth.
the warmth. You know, we've known each other a long time, probably 10 plus years.
I think so.
But there's somebody watching who doesn't know who Eden is.
Sure.
So could you take a minute and just share with who you are and what it is you do?
Absolutely. I'd be glad to. I'm the author of Activate Your Virtual GM, which
Great
is
book, which I endorse.
Thank you so much for that.
Every
Yeah.
business owner must read her book.
I love it so much. What I am and what I'm up to is teaching business owners how to be owners in their business. So building systems of intentional culture, high employee engagement, clear delegation, accountability on the team, all those things that make it possible for a business owner to have a business and a life, which I know is why they set out to be in business in the first place.
Well, there you go. Saying that, you got everybody watching saying, I'm in, I need her help.
That's,
I don't have no
life.
life.
It's amazing how difficult it is to navigate that. And I think the information out there is a little misleading for owners about how to get where you want to be.
So how did you become so passionate about this? So I know you're passionate because when we talk via Zoom or on the phone, I know how passionate you are when you have breakthroughs for folks that you help lead and coach, if you will, and do work for. But why did you become so passionate about this?
You know, from a very young age, my first job or two, I saw the owners of businesses living those long lives and, those long days and putting everything they had into their business to take care of their employees, to figure out how to get it done right. And I had an interest in economic development, which is kind of an odd thing, but really small business is the backbone of our economy.
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
is there's just something so down to earth about people who put their whole lives, their homes, their families, everything they're investing in running these businesses and bringing services to the community and taking care of their employees. I just am inspired by the work.
So what do you think it is that makes you different than others who say they help small business owners?
That's a great question, James.
That's why I asked.
A couple of things. There's a couple of things, maybe three. The first, business owners we've been told for decades now, really, we've been told to work on our businesses. And that's an old idea. It's an old idea from the 80s. It worked great for the baby boomers, but it doesn't work for the employees of today. And so I'm teaching business owners how to work with their companies. And I think that's a unique voice in what's happening in the market.
Definitely is.
And then the people who have systems for business owners have systems that are so structured that it's like do this, then do this, then do this, and it's the same for every company. And I really focus on the unique culture that makes that business reflect that owner. And so my system is flexible enough to, like, this is what we want to accomplish, and we're going to design it around the culture that's here. I think that's the big differentiator. Is I meet people where they are. And I guess the third thing is that I will, I'm happy to share the information with people, to teach the information, or to do it for you if that's helpful. Again, meeting people where they're at and with what they need.
I think what you do, which is that number 2 one, is so, well, they're all important, but you have a system that is predictable and works, yet it's not a cookie cutter system, one size fits all. You adapt it to the culture, to the business, so that it becomes unique.
You said it better than I did myself. Thank you. Yeah, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. So where we all want to have a system of having good checkbacks or check-ins with our employees, if you're an ice cream shop
Right.
or a digital advertising company, that's going to look different. And
Right.
the other systems that are out there are much more cookie cutter than what I have to offer.
Yeah, it's like, hey, here's one shirt and it should fit everyone. That's what the ones I've seen out there that people do, that's what here, this is the way to do it. You can have a system like you do, and this is what I love about what you do, but it's going to be a different size of shirt fitting each business.
Exactly. And each business owner, especially, I'm also very focused on if a privately held company, this has to make sense for them.
Right.
It should reflect their
Yeah.
values, who they are. We want to attract employees who are on board with that. We don't want to bring in people who want to do something different. It really is focused on that unique culture that grows up around a person who has a passion for
Right.
what they're doing because they're the one who's all in.
Right.
And that's the person I want to support with the system.
In your background and experience, you've worked with a variety of businesses over the years. Small, medium, larger. You've seen a lot of things, at different levels. You've helped businesses grow by, systematizing everything from the operations to the management to the culture to the sales to the leadership. I mean, you've been there, done that, and are still doing it. I'll bet in your experience you found some common challenges that are like weeds. It's like those weeds that just keep popping up, right? Oh, there's the weed again. It keeps popping up in the same spot. What are a couple of those common challenges, weeds, so to speak, that you see pop up with, whether it's a small, medium, or larger size company? And how do you help business owners, executives, employees deal with the weeds that seem to keep popping up?
So it's a two-part question. I think the most common weed is, and there's a couple of different ways that people frame it. My people aren't doing what I want. They're not as engaged as I want them to be. They're not as invested as I am in the outcome. They don't care about my clients as
Right.
much as I do. And they're, again, they're not the people who are all into the
Yeah.
business. However, when we build a very intentional culture of values and really bring that alive for folks and attract people to the company who will resonate with that, then we can create that same passion for performance and engagement and customer service that an owner has. So that's probably the most common.
And how important are check-ins? Like, monitoring along the path. Here's what we're adding, here's what we're adapting. A lot of businesses don't do that if you think about it. They just kind of, okay, we're doing this new thing, and then they just run it, but they never have like check-ins. They never have quality control to make sure that everyone's working together.
Exactly, and or the follow through, and so it's
Yeah.
hugely important, and for a couple reasons. One, for the employees to have the continuity to demonstrate that we really care about this, right? That which is measured is
Right.
performed.
Right.
But also because as the owner gets the freedom of being able to step out of the day to day, I mean, you don't really have to have a dashboard for your business when you're in the details and in the weeds every day.
Yeah.
But as you begin to step back and delegate more and trust your team to operate things in your absence or when you're out living that life that we're about building for people, then you have to have a good feedback loop and good consistent dashboard so you can keep an eye on what's going on because delegation is not abandonment.
Right.
Delegation.
That's good. Say that again.
I said delegation is not abandonment.
I've never heard that before.
Oh, well.
In my entire 25 plus year business career. That's
It's
a
an
great
important
line.
thought.
That is a great line. Delegation is not abandonment. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but that was a whack upside the head for me.
Perfect. Well, because it's true. That's what you described, right? We dump it on people and then we feel like it's taken care of. And delegation is about having a feedback loop and having agreements about how we're going to follow up and make sure everyone is satisfied at the end of the day.
Freedom.
Yes.
That's a word you don't hear a lot with business owners. Right? Well, you hear it with your clients, but most people watching who are business owners, they're like, I've never heard that word. What's that mean? So, like, I don't have that. I'm grinding, 60 hours, 80 hours a week, right? So speak for a moment about the importance of not grinding and running the business, but setting it up to create freedom so the business runs without you.
Well, and James, you're all about systems, and it is a huge component of that. I mentioned earlier, people go into business because they want to have autonomy and authority and the freedom to live the life that they want. And then quite often find that the business is owning them
Sure.
rather than the other way around.
1,000%. Yeah.
And so building those systems and building not only delegated responsibility, but delegated authority, and people, knowing that your team has the information to make. My goal is always that my team is making the same decision that I would make if I was there, even if I'm out of the room
Right.
or on vacation.
Sure.
I have a client who went from being in the shop every single day chopping onions to spending a month in the Galapagos and being completely offline. That's what we want to build for folks, the opportunity to do that.
Yeah, and it's doable. It's just most people don't know how to do it. So I want you to look at the person watching who's thinking of working with your amazing self and your amazing team, and or maybe reading your book. It could be as simple as just reading your book. I want you to talk to that person and tell them why they should work with you.
You should work with me because I get it. I own 4 businesses myself. I have employees. I know what it is to make payroll and to live a life of freedom. You should work with me because I'm dedicated to supporting you in living the life you want, whatever that looks like, whether it's a small local shop or a high growth company. I'm excited to help people get what they want in their lives, and I look forward to doing that with you.
Eden, my friend, you're amazing. Thank you for doing what you're doing. Keep doing it. You're making a difference.
Thank you, James. Thank you.
And I'm James Malinchak. Thanks so much for watching.